巨大丑闻，杨汉森主教练、名人堂球员比卢普斯被 FBI 逮捕，到底发生了什么 ？NBA 世界怎么看？大家好，这是 Telfair， 我们一起来挖掘真实、励志、有趣的篮球文化。你的点赞让我不停更新。2025年10月23日，美国联邦调查局在纽约布鲁克林举办新闻发布会，公布了2份震惊全美的联邦起诉书。这2份起诉书指控了34人涉嫌参与非法体育博彩与欺诈行为，在被告名单有13人被确认与纽约的4大黑手党家族有关。而除此之外，名单上还出现了几个对于 NBA 球迷而言非常熟悉的名字。
Individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today.Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years.
根据第一则起诉书披露，特里罗齐尔被指控利用掌握的内部情报，向外部投注团伙泄露球员伤病等未公开信息，使对方从博彩市场获得巨额利润。针对这起案件的调查行动被命名为 Operation Nothing But Net 空心行动。事实上，早在2023年3月，当时效力于黄蜂的罗齐尔就曾引起过 NBA 的怀疑。在23年3月23日黄蜂对阵鹈鹕的比赛中，博彩市场上出现了大量压注罗齐尔表现低于预期的投注，而在那场比赛中，罗齐尔只上场9分半钟就因脚伤离场，数据恰好低于赛季的平均水平。注意到异常后 ，NBA 曾展开内部调查，当时的调查结果是并没有发现罗齐尔违反 NBA 规章的证据，但是如今 FBI 的介入似乎已经推翻了这一结论。第2份起诉书所揭露的是一个由多家黑手党家族操纵的扑克诈骗网络。这个扑克诈骗网络从2009年就已经正式启动，一直运作到今天。前 NBA 球员昌西·比卢普斯与达蒙·琼斯在起诉书中被描述为 Face Card， 他们利用自身的名气与身份吸引潜在的受害者加入牌局。该组织利用特制的赌桌与隐形眼镜操纵牌局，从受害者手中骗取了数百万美元。针对这起案件的调查行动被命名为 Operation Royal Flush 皇家同花顺行动。值得一提的是，达蒙·琼斯的名字同时出现在了2则起诉书中。次日清晨，比卢普斯在波特兰的家中被 FBI 逮捕，而罗齐尔也在奥兰多被捕。数小时后，2人出庭并获准保释，但附加严格条件：罗齐尔以价值600万美元的房产作为担保，并且还得交出护照，禁止参与赌博。而比卢普斯则被法庭要求缴纳一笔大量保释金。同样的，他也需要交出护照，禁止参与赌博，而且还被限制了活动范围。随后，开拓者官方发布声明，比卢普斯被立即停职，助理教练迪亚哥·斯普利特将临时接任主教练一职。紧接着 NBA 官方也发出声明，要求比卢普斯与罗齐尔立即离开所在球队，并在调查期间全面停职。有意思的是，就在比卢普斯的起诉书公布之前，也就是开拓者揭幕战之后的新闻发布会上，他曾经说过这样一句话
：That pressure thing is nothing to me, man. I do the best I can and let the chips fall where they may. You know that about me by now, quick.
这里比卢普斯所说的 "let chips fall" 是英语中常见的俚语，原意是指在砍树时任由木屑或碎片落下，比喻顺其自然，让结果自己发展。但是与此同时 ，chips 也有赌注和筹码的意思。这一巧合让这句话在事后显得格外耐人寻味。而整起事件的曝光也在 NBA 世界引发了巨大的震动。针对 FBI 的指控，比卢普斯的律师 Chris Haywood 做出回应。Haywood 以比卢普斯的人品作为担保，坚称他从未参与过体育博彩，也绝不会泄露内幕。而这份辩护的真实与否，只有在最终证据公开时才能被验证。根据无罪推定的原则，外界的讨论并没有围绕在比卢普斯是否有罪上。在众多分析的声音中，前 NBA 球员 ESPN 评论员沙库尔·奥尼尔表达了自己的看法。他认同无罪推定的原则，但是同时也警告 FBI 的出手从来不会毫无根据。
Innocent to proven guilty, but usually when the FBI has something, they have you. You know, FBI. I know a lot of people in the FBI, and I've been in many of those investigations. They'll wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but when they come knocking on your door, they have something. And I'm just ashamed that they put themselves and put their family and put the NBA in this position. We all know the rules. We all know the letter of the law, and it's just unfortunate.
前 NBA 球员帕金斯也认同无罪推定的原则，于是他把矛头指向了 NBA 本身。
Number one, innocent to proven guilty, right? To, you know, this is all till the dust settles. Number two, the league does have a problem, right? And we got to make sure that as a league, we continue to protect the integrity of the game. What I'm saying is, Sinead,just think about certain things that are being leaked out. How can you stop information from being leaked out? We still don't know who leaked out the Jordan Poole and Draymond Green fight. Now, I know this has nothing to do with it, but you talk about keeping things sacred and protecting the integrity of the league. So we got to find a way to do that.
而 ESPN 名记 Brian Windhorst 认为，此前正是 NBA 压下了罗齐尔的案件。他重新回顾了2023年3月 NBA 针对罗齐尔的内部调查，他的结论与当时官方的结论截然相反。对阵鹈鹕的比赛，罗齐尔的离场是炸伤，而接下来他的赛季报销也是 NBA 主动做出的竞赛决定。
The sports books caught the irregular betting on Terry Rozier the day it happened, the morning it happened. When all of a sudden there was hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in on Terry Rozier unders for a relatively meaningless game in March involving the Charlotte Hornets. The sportsbooks caught it. They told the NBA right away, and guess what? The NBA, Rozier didn't play the rest of the season, and he had faked the injury, so it wasn't because of the injury. The NBA pulled him. So my point about saying that is that there was a wide swath of people who were benefiting from this inside information on Rozier, according to the feds, and that the NBA either didn't discover that or knew about that and cleared him. They're going to have to answer for it.
在铺天盖地的舆论中，史蒂芬 ·A. 史密斯抛出了一个更为大胆的阴谋论。他认为，联邦调查局所揭露的丑闻其实是特朗普总统所进行的报复行动。
Trump is coming. He's coming. Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. Don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Because when you've got all of these protests that have been going out there and people that have been protesting against him and what have you, this man is coming. We've seen athletes get in trouble with the law before. You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference. It's not coincidental. It's not an accident. It's a statement. And it's a warning that more is coming.
而针对史蒂芬 ·A. 史密斯的这番言论，联邦调查局局长亲自下场回应，并且声称这是他听过最愚蠢的言论。
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
面对这次的重大丑闻，勇士主教练史蒂夫·科尔也承认，博彩活动确实给教练和球员带来了巨大的压力。
The biggest thing is that our players face a lot of wrath of fans. Our guys get nasty social media posts from people who've been on games. That's the thing that I don't like, about this the most. I mean, I feel bad for our guys. I've gotten some emails in the past, from people I don't know saying, "Hey, thanks a lot. I had money on the game tonight, and you screwed up by subbing so-and-so in," or something like that.
在最终的真相浮出水面之前，这个案件还有太多疑点、太多证据需要揭露。这场风波又会以怎样的方式落幕？就让我们一同见证。